Paisanos is bringing it big time every Sunday. You can still buy a large pizza and get the second large pizza for free.
Wait a minute, Tana, I'm using it now. Use the code BOGO Pizza on the app or online and get, you know what? I'm going to get it. It's ready. Coming up on the Santana Moss Show podcast, Tana's been M.I.A. in the M.I.A.
And if it was Christmas in February, who would be on the Redskins wish list? A.B., Le'Veon, or Murray?
And ever since Bryce Harper's left the Nats, he's been acting totally different. What's up with you, Bryce?
The naysayers say Zion should sit. I say Zion play.
Zion smash. And what in taking L's made Tana break his pen? You won't want to miss this.
Podcast, yeah, that's us. And the Santana Moss Show starts.
It's a Santana Moss Show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical fact.
Santana Moss Show podcast. It is so good to be back. Travis Thomas, Viva Santana Moss! How you doing, man?
What's up, my brother?
It's been too long, brother. It really has.
I drove over here like, man.
Right?
What I have to say today?
I was having
what do I have in store?
Bro, this is how you know your arrival was anticipated. I was texting you. I was like, Tana, 12 outside giving out tickets right now.
One time.
Just watch yourself when you park. Yeah. That's how eager I was to see you. I was watching the parking lot for you, brother.
I rolled up in that thing like this. I'm peeking around the corner.
I was trying to watch out. You know, that's a good lookout, though, when your boy is like, hey, man.
Hey, that's why who you are to me, man.
Hey, man, I'm always going to watch out for you,
Got
man.
my back. I got yours, buddy.
So, look, where you been? You were in Miami, correct?
Yeah. A week long, man.
Family time?
Week long. A great chance to get away. We do so much, especially this football season, this past football season. Me and you both was crowned with everything. You know, I was pulled from one end to the other. And to finally have a chance to really go home, my family's in Miami, and, you know, just bonding with the kids, man, being around them.
Beautiful.
My youngest is getting older, man, and she has so much to say. Sienna had a birthday on the first week I was there on that Monday on the 18th of February. You know, I had a chance to get away with her. And then Sanaya, you know, my oldest daughter, you notice I'm talking about all my girls.
Of course.
My oldest daughter, she's in high school. She's in 9th grade, and she's playing volleyball. And I just wanted to show her that, you know what, enough is enough. I've been sitting around letting y'all do what y'all do, be kids. But if you want to be successful and do anything in the sports arena, whatever arena it is, you have to put some work in. So I worked out the whole entire week with her. Had a great time of bonding with her.
Let's break down the workouts.
You know,
does she have it in her?
No, it's crazy because the entire time that we've been, you know, Naya's been on this earth.
Yeah.
From day one, she's been my most athletic child that I have.
You've said that.
And I had to reiterate that to her, like, Sanaya, and I don't think I ever told her that. And the smile I saw on her face when I shared that with her, she was like blushing, but at the same time, like, wow, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's crazy because, man, we're so wrapped up in our own stuff that you forget to have those talks with your kids. You forget to have those moments where they're going to always cherish.
Yeah.
You know, I found myself walking back from one of our runs, because we did different runs after our workouts every day, right in my little cul-de-sac. You know, we didn't have to go up to the grass because there's so much room to run. You just take that little road and get it in. And I remember walking back and just saying, this is a memory that she's going to always have, that me and my dad shared, and he shared a lot of insight. Most of my kids, even my oldest, Santana, they just listen. They don't give you much back.
Well, you're very much like that.
I'm like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes I get mad because I'm like, man, why didn't I open up with me more? But they're my child, so they're my kids. So I understand why. They just like me. And she just sat there and listened. Yeah, I got you, Dad. Yeah, I got you. So I enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure she enjoyed it and didn't enjoy it as well, because, you know, you can tell sometimes those little girls and, you know, how they are, these teenagers. Mm-hmm. When I was saying work out, that wasn't something that she was looking forward to. But as the week got on, I can see the growth in her already. I can see, even when I came back from Dallas on Sunday night, Monday we worked out, And she was like, Dad, I don't feel like I felt last week. I said, you know why? Because the muscle memory has kicked in.
Wow.
It's already letting you know that, hey, I've been through this phase already. Now it's time to progress and move on. So I just enjoyed it, to the utmost because I haven't had the moments enough. And I think it's more vital now than later,
Listen, my son's almost 2. At what point can I send him to the Moss Family Retreat Sports Camp to get some coaching?
It's funny, man. I'm taking him at as early as 3. I'm telling Sage right now. Sage is 2 years old, and she's running around the house, and I get Sage I put her on the counter, and I get her little legs, and I pump her little legs for her, and she's looking at me. Sage is the meanest child I ever had. I mean, she just sit there looking at you.
What are you doing?
And I'm like, nah, you're going to run. I mean, Sage, you're going to run like bruh. She's called Savion and Tan bruh, and
right.
She calls Sanaya Yaya, and the only name she says clean is Cece. So, but I'm showing her that stuff now because once it's that time, if they have it in them, you want to let them know they got it, and then once they have it in them, you go push them out there and tell them to go for it.
Now, Tana, we had happened to be partying that night, but do you remember rubbing my wife's belly when she was pregnant and the words that came out of your mouth?
Yeah, I told him he's gonna have a little wide out. He's gonna have a little blazer.
Yes. Tana rubbed my pregnant wife's belly and said,
I saw him walking a couple of days ago, so, it's okay to walk like Dad. I said, I ain't never knew they can walk like their father this early in his age, but he had that same strut you
Travis
got.
walk. I hope he don't run like his dad.
I saw him feet, too. I said, boy, he gonna wear size 13, so we ain't had no problem in that category as well.
Oh, my God. Tana rubbed my wife's belly and said, now, when he come out, he gonna have a cape on.
Yeah. He gonna be that little blazer.
So
little
listen,
flash.
man, I've been good. I've just been missing you, man. So I'm glad we're back in the saddle. Now, I want to get into this. We always start off with the Redskins. So I had an interesting thought. I said, you know what? Antonio Brown is forcing his way out of Pittsburgh right now.
Why?
Le'Veon Bell is a free man, free to sign wherever he would like. Kyler Murray and other quarterbacks are lurking out there in the draft, combine week, so they're getting ready to rock and roll. And I said, even though it's not December, it's not Christmas, I want to ask Tana a Redskins wish list, if you will. Put these guys in order for me in terms of who you want the most for the Redskins. Because all 3 technically could be had. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, so, if I'm sitting in that room and I'm that guy that, that's got my eyes crossing my T's and saying that these are the guys that we have available, this is the guy that I'm looking at who I'm starting out for the most probability that we can have an opportunity at. Right. I would put AB first. I would say a Kyler Murray would be second on my list, and then I would say a Le'Veon Bell third. And the reason why is, for one, Antonio Brown. What team doesn't need that kind of star on their team when it comes to from the wide receiver position? I think he's a star in his own right. He deserves everything that he's probably going to be awarded and getting to this moment. He's a guy that started out with nothing, and he's who he is today because of the work he put in. Second, Kyler Murray, his style of play, not sure if that we can bring that in right now. We need a quarterback that can really lead us and be able to, I don't need to see the gadget plays right now from the quarterback position. I need a quarterback that can really be there and stand in the pocket. And also, if we need him to get outside the pocket, he has that ability. Kyler Murray, we know the ability he has. I'm not sure if we're ready to have that kind of talent right now with everything else that we need as an organization, as a team. Le'Veon Bell doesn't fit because we have a Geis. We have the probability of bringing back a Peterson. We don't need to bring another running back.
For much cheaper. Peterson would be a lot cheaper than Le'Veon.
So we have that area filled. But I go back to Antonio Brown. What organization wouldn't want that kind of a player, suiting up for them every Sunday? As a Redskin, we need that star power. We need a receiver that can make noise, whether he's making the plays or not. Just lining up on the field, Antonio Brown will make noise and allow other guys to be successful.
Could I argue that if Antonio Brown, who was an all-pro and became a superstar in Pittsburgh with a Hall of Fame quarterback who has 2 rings, is unhappy in Pittsburgh, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why would you come here with no quarterback or at least questions at the position?
Well, and that's something else to argue about, where he wants to go. I can assure you that he wants to be dealt somewhere where it's going to be, a chance for him to see a title, a chance for him to be the same guy that he was in Pittsburgh, but not so fast, not so fast, because you're in a situation where these guys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're not a free agent. You're not out there. You're still underneath their.
They have your rights.
They have your rights. So they get to deal you where they want to deal you at. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers could be real petty. They could say this guy caused us so much flack at the end and didn't want to see eye to eye with us, and he's an a-hole. I don't know. I know him as a person, and I think he's a pretty good guy, but they can say he's an a-hole. So guess what? We're going to say F him and then deal him wherever we want to deal him at, as long as that team give us what we want. Now, that's why I say I'm so eager to see what's going to go on with him and his career thus far, because I feel like he's in a situation where he's in a wide receiver's heaven, Having a Big Ben, I just saw a tweet or something he posted, or even probably was someone that he was talking on a few years ago, where he says that in order for him to be the guy that he's been these last few years, he needs an elite quarterback like Big Ben. So he gave Big Ben a lot of credit for his success.
That's something you've always said too.
Always said it. The quarterbacks can make you. You know what I mean? You can be the guy, you can be one of the better receivers in this league and be hidden, not heard of, because of your quarterback play, because of the team you're on. So that's why I'm so eager to see what he can do outside of that organization, outside of that city, because I've always said that watching him and Big Ben work together, Big Ben has showed me at times that even when they're doubling Antonio, even when they're finding a way to not allow him to get those catches and yards, still give him that touchdown. I'm going to still find a way to put that ball in his hand so he can do something and be special. And you're not going to get that somewhere else, all the time. Now, you might land in San Fran where you got a Kyle Shanahan that's a genius when it comes to designing plays, and that's going to find him.
We think Garoppolo can play.
Yes, but at the end of the day, you can have Colt McCoy, any other quarterback, and have a Kyle Shanahan as the play caller, and you're going to get off.
Get the most
You're going to get off. So it's not going to be that kind of party, though, depending on where he goes. So I'm just eager to see where he lands, because I feel that from what he's shown us, and you being disgruntled with having so much success with that quarterback in that organization, just wait till you get on a team that's not going to be, catering to you in that way. I've been a part of that. I was just sharing a story with a friend of mine. I was like, look, I had 160-something yards in 2008, I believe, against the Cowboys. We beat the Cowboys. We came home. The next week we played Philly in Philly. I didn't have a catch. And Coach Zorn gave me the game ball and said, hey, I want to give tip my hats off to Santana, because he went out there and blocked. He went out there and showed up for our team. And deep down inside, I want to say, F you, Coach Zorn. You know what I mean? Because I wanted the ball. But being the guy that I am and the team player I am, I understood the magnitude of the game and the opportunity, and I still made myself valuable for the team by going out there, being a decoy, and finding my ways to go out there and show up in those key blocks. So it's not a lot of wide receivers just like that. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen Antonio. We saw his tantrums on the sideline when he was getting opportunities, and we saw him go and flare up at the quarterback and the coaching staff for certain things that went on. We're not necessarily sure what was going on half of those times. But I can assure you, a guy of that magnitude, a guy of that nature, in that situation, he's not going to be happy to get a game ball for blocking. He wants to go out there and shine. He wants to go out there, give his call to God, and have his moment. So it's just going to be very interesting to me to see him perform at the level he's been performing on for these last few years somewhere else, because the opportunities might not come up the way they came up in Pittsburgh.
And I appreciate you sharing that story, and I wish you would call him and tell him that story, because that's my issue with Antonio Brown. Yeah. He is a pain in the ass, and so is Le'Veon Bell. And for that, I have them 2 and 3 on my list. I have Kyler Murray as one. Because to me, I feel like if you get the right man at quarterback, it's one hell of a Band-Aid on everything else on your roster. And I don't even think the Redskins roster is that bad. I just feel as though they are a quarterback away. Yeah. And honestly, I hear people say, well, quarterbacks need to sit for a while and learn. That's old school NFL, man. That's not the reality anymore. To me, you look at the Browns, you look at the Ravens, those are teams that come to mind. They put those rookie quarterbacks in, boom, it was like dynamite. The Ravens made the playoffs. Yeah. The Browns actually won some games and look like they have a bright future. When's the last time we said that about that franchise? So for me, I have Kyler Murray 1 because mainly of the position he plays, and 2, he's not a pain in the ass. If Antonio Brown is unhappy in Pittsburgh, that tells me everything I need to know. And the fact that you even said, like, I don't think he's the guy that would block and be a decoy. That's what he would be here because there's no way in hell defenses are going to let that guy get off.
The only reason why I would put him in the front right now on my list because of what we have. To me, our offensive line isn't strong enough to have a Kyler Murray.
Right.
You have to protect this guy, one.
And Le'Veon's too expensive.
And protect that backfield, too.
Yeah.
You have a guy in Geis that's coming off an injury,
right.
knee injury. You have a Peterson that we don't know if we have him yet, in our drafts to be one of our players for next year. So with all that said and done, I can plug in Antonio Brown in that setting with all that.
Immediate.
And right now, he's already making other guys better.
That's true.
With who we have. You know what I'm saying? If you had to say, okay, this is what we have right now, who's the one player that's going to make us better? Antonio Brown makes Colt McCoy better. He makes Jordan Reed better. He makes Crowder better if we bring Carter back. He made Richardson better. He made Geis or Peterson better.
Right.
Or whoever you might put in the backfield. So with all that said and done, he makes all those guys better. So with a Kyler Murray, that's not necessarily so. We might have to bring a Kyler Murray in. We might not do nothing but shotgun. We might not can run the play. We might have to change the offense up to cater to him.
What about locker room, though,
and I'm
Tana?
not sure.
Does that matter?
Look, at the end of the day, everybody has egos. As long as you find a way to tame those egos, which I'm not sure if that's going to be something that we can do here. Also, when it comes to, some of the egos that have come out of this locker room before. But if you can tame them by keeping them happy, then you're okay. You know what I mean? It's easy to keep that guy happy.
Give him the ball.
Give him the ball. Point blank. Like how, Keyshawn said back in the day.
Give me the damn ball.
Don't give me the damn ball. So it's easy to do that. And I'm sure with a talent like that, you would be eager as a play caller, as a coach, to say, I have to find ways to get him the ball. That's why I got pissed in my days of saying, people like, Tana, you need to be more, vocal. You need to say more. F that. You a coach. You watching the productivity in practice and everywhere else. I shouldn't have to tell you to give me the ball.
Right.
I shouldn't have to tell you to change nothing up to make sure that I'm happy or to get me involved more. So when I used to be in those situations, that's why I walked out with my head high, because I'm like, as a coach, I would never be in a situation or a position to not allow somebody that I feel that can change the game for me
to not get it.
And when I was on those teams where the coaches, that's one of the reasons why I don't have a beef with Zorn. People say, hey, I heard Zorn was this and that. Yeah, he wasn't ready to be a head coach here. But I have no beef with him. Know why? Because he tried to get 89 the ball. He knew how vital I was to his team and know what I can do for his team. And that guy used to call me on the sideline, Tan, I'm finna put this play in motion, and I'm going to try to get you to rock. Let's see what we can do. And if it didn't come to me, I saw what happened. Yeah, the quarterback couldn't get it there. I saw, the offensive line didn't block long enough. I saw. So just him allowing me to have those opportunities, I was okay because he was trying, and it's coaches that don't try. They say, hey, screw you. We're going to run our scheme, run our offense. And then when we lose, I should have got you the ball. I should have did this. I don't want to hear that
That's what ticks you off, right?
That ticks me off the most because you're talking about should have or could have or what we could have done. No, just do it. And when you do it, then we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let me ask you this. As we sit here today and we do this podcast, Bryce Harper is still unsigned. I mean, opening day is like tomorrow, for God's sakes. This guy still doesn't have a contract. So I guess my question to you isn't so much where is he going to go, because we're hearing Dodgers, we're hearing Giants. We believe the Nats maybe have pulled out. We think the Phillies are still involved. Forget all that. I want to know this because I constantly hear fans say, well, Bryce is being greedy. Bryce Harper's agent is Scott Boras. He's the equivalent in baseball to what your agent, Drew Rosenhaus, is and was in football. So my question to you really is, in a situation like this, because you've been there with contracts and all that, is it the player or is it the agent that is holding things up? Or is it a combination of both?
It could be a combination of both, but I can tell you this. Bryce Harper went through all the hard part. He did what he had to do to be in this situation. What fans fail to realize is that you're a fan. I just saw this moment that Russell Westbrook had to deal with a fan, a little kid that reached out for him. And to me, I think that's something that needs to be addressed. You're a fan. Don't get into our area, don't get into our space and get outside of being who you are. You're a fan. Cheer your team on. I have nothing against you for that. Even if you're cheering me on, I have nothing against you for that. But you can't tell me when or where I should pull that cord or say, hey, it's time for me to get paid or no. No, Bryce Harper did what he had to do. Be productive. Go out there and put up the points, put up the numbers, and give your agent the easy job or the easy task of saying, pay me. You know, at the end of the day, you don't know if Bryce Harper going to ever swing that bat again. Something can happen tonight that caused him for not, be able to swing that bat again. And then now you're going to say, well, damn, he shouldn't have, or he should have signed something different. So I think he's in a perfect position to be able to sit back and allow his agent to work and say, look, this is where we looking at. This is the numbers that we see fit. And if you can come to the conclusion that this is something that you want to, give my guy, then we can do business. If not, I see elsewhere. I see that we'll fit elsewhere. Now, what I would say, I don't understand why he didn't see that 10-year, $300-something million from his own ball club didn't fit. I guess because he's looking for bigger and better, probably a championship. Who named you? I don't know. But I just feel like I'm one of those guys that we talked about this before in a podcast or two, prior, that you come to me 10 years, $300-something million, man. I care less what we got going on, man. We could be the sorriest team on earth. Hey, let me go ahead and give me that paper. You know what I mean? But I just don't understand. But I can assure you this: one of the things that he's trying to do is win a championship. One, right. Two, he's trying to put himself up for the rest of his life. And you would say that his first contract probably did that. No, we don't know that. But, I look back at guys like Bobby Bonilla, you name it, Alex Rodriguez, all these guys, they found ways to put themselves up to when they're done playing. They don't have to worry about another contract, And so that's something that I think Harper is doing. Say, hey, at the point that I am at right now, 26 years old, I'm sitting in a perfect spot to be dealt the biggest contract that I probably is going to see for the rest of my life. Let me take advantage of it. Now, a lot of these ball clubs don't want to, put themselves in them situations, because they want short-term success. They don't have to be paying you long-term for something that they just need for right now. But there's ball clubs out there who we just mentioned, two of them in the same, state that will willingly give you that kind of money. It's up to him now to see what's best for him.
Bobby Bonilla ass is still getting paid because he deferred a lot of that money and just said, just pay out for the next whatever it was, 20 years or something. He's still getting paid. It's insane. Could you
imagine? He deferred, $5.9 million? He deferred $5.9 million, I believe, in 2000.
And he's still just getting
or something, and
checks in the mail.
Now he's getting equivalent to almost 20-something million.
It's crazy.
From 2011 to now, and it probably won't stop until 2035.
What a great deal. That's the agent right there.
Who is that agent?
It might be Scott Boras. I have no idea.
Deal, I need you to.
That's the agent.
That's the agent. I don't care if it's $500,000, baby. Let's go defer
Let's
that
go.
thing.
That's mailbox money, as Nipsey Hussle said.
He's getting 1-point-something million every July. He has his own
just
day.
Chilling.
We're not even talking about the 4th of July. We're talking about July 1st, the Bobby Bonilla.
Day, baby. By the way, I want the record to show Santana is a Dodgers fan and would like to have Bryce Harper's services. Just want that to be out there. By the way, we're kind of already in this convo, so this is a good time to transition to the Zion Williamson thing. Okay, so here's my question to you. Forget the shoe exploding. Forget the knee sprain. Is he healthy? I don't care about all that. That's Coach K's issue, right? Mm-hmm. My question to you is a bigger, broader topic, which is if you're that man's friend, coach, dad, whatever, if you're in his camp, are you telling Zion, listen, man, there's enough tape out on you now. You've played, you've dominated. Sit your ass down. Get in shape for the NBA draft, and let's go get this paper. Or are you saying, do what you want to do, which we think is go back and play March Madness, the whole bit? Because I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. I already know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say.
I know what you're going to say.
Let's go get this money. And sit your ass down.
Let me say that I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence because years removed from when I had to make this decision back when I was in school, playing a whole different sport.
Well, set that up first and then talk about it.
Playing a whole different sport. So here you go, a young Tana. 2000, I was able to play my senior year in college. I got drafted in 2001. In 2000, I was a senior. In 1999, I was a junior. I had coaches, you name it, scouts that told me, hey, you can be a first-round pick if you leave early. I didn't decide to leave. I said, hey, man, whatever's meant down the road is going to happen. I just shared this with you. I've always been a big believer that, we basically just living out our life that was already planned for us. It's up to you just to keep going because God has set it up for you. You just got to knock down those barriers, leap over those fences, what have it. You know what I mean? You got to go get it. And I remember 1999, they told me, hey, Peter Warrick is right now the top receiver, but if you run a 4.3, you're likely to be a first-round pick. You thinking about coming out? No, I wasn't ready. Here I am, 2000, the first game of the season. I twisted my ankle. I'm a Heisman candidate. I scored 2 touchdowns that game, but I know I'm going to probably be put on the shelf for the next 5 weeks. And I remember thinking, guys got in my ear quick, scouts, you name it, agents, hey, if you sit down for the rest of the year, get healthier, stay in shape, when it's time to work, you're going to run 4.3, you're going to be still a first-round pick. Need to make sure that you don't go back out there and get hurt. So hearing all that, I went to my coach like, hey, my ankle's bothering me. Let me at least rest till week 5 or 6. Coach told me I can't afford that. I can't afford you out. Different stroke for different folks too. I can't afford you out. If you can walk, you can play. So it was no ifs, ands, or buts. I played. I didn't play because I felt like I had a situation like Zion. I played because here I am. I don't want to let my coach down. I don't want to let my teammates down. And then, truth be told, I'm not necessarily sure that I'll be a first rounder with the productivity I've showed thus far. So let me go out there and do more. If it's meant for me to have it, I'm going to get it. Fortunately, it was. After I got healthy, being out there, I was very valuable to my other receiver, Reggie Wayne. He was able to get off in those weeks when I was hampered. But as soon as that ankle felt a little better, it was showtime again.
It was on.
And I blew up the scene. I was like John Deere all over again. I was cutting grass out there. You know what I mean? So with all that said and done, it worked out for me.
Right.
I'm putting myself in a Zion shoes with what I know now about what he's doing on basketball. It's a whole totally different ball game.
So what you know now, you would not play.
I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play for the big reason because of, yes, he can sit out right now. What he's shown,
he's good.
He's good to go. If it's all about the money to me. If it's all about me getting that big contract where I'm pretty sure that that's what he wants.
Sure.
If it's about that. I don't necessarily think that it's about that with Zion. I think Zion is a guy that he really appreciate Coach K. He really appreciate those guys he came in with. And he's a team guy. He's thinking about his team. And he feels that even if I'm not who I was before the injury,
you can help.
I can help.
They don't look the same without him.
They don't look the same without him. And I can assure you that just watching this guy and hearing him talk and hearing him speak, he wants to go out there and do it for his guys. So, yes, he's going to play because who he is as a man and what his heart says. His heart tells him to go out there and play. Now, don't get it twisted. Zion knows it's going to be a big payday. And I think he believes, just like I believed back in 1999 and 2000, that regardless of what I do, if this is meant, I'm going to see it through. And he knows that, man, that was something that happened.
That was, it was
something
fluky.
It could have happened to anybody, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I think that he'll be a little more careful with what he does. But he's going to go out there and play a hell of a basketball if he's healthy and ready to go without sitting out here listening to the naysayers or the people that's telling him to do other. I feel that, yes, we all know that he can be the first overall pick. We know there's teams out there that's saying, hey, we're going to lose because we want Zion. But at the same time, how would he feel leaving Duke, knowing that he left these guys here hanging, knowing that he can go out there and still contribute and hopefully take them to the big dance?
Tana's got on a lot of Adidas right now, so Zion, the Nikes exploded on you. Yeah. If you want Adidas to hook a brother up, to me, I just feel like it's a no-brainer for Adidas to get that done. Don't you think, Tana? Oh, yeah. Get him his own Zion
shoe. Get him his own Zion, baby.
And then just give a little proceeds to the Santana Moss Show.
No doubt.
Podcast for
take that.
Doing that plug right there. Tana and taking L's, I'm ready for a fight because I'm going right at your boy. I want to say this.
You gonna mess with old goat?
I'm
about to go call Shannon Sharp.
You better call everybody. Call everybody you want.
Goat there, man.
I don't care who you call, because right now your boy, LeBron James, who you were so happy went to the Lakers, is now 3 games out of the final playoff spot in the Western Conference with not a lot of games to play. Tana, I'm giving them taking L's because I don't think they're gonna make it. And another thing. This is going to ruin, well, maybe not ruin, tarnish LeBron's legacy. You go to 8 straight finals. Tana, Ocho, straight finals. And you are not going to make the playoffs for the Los Angeles Lakers, La La Land? You're making Space Jam 2, and you're not going to make the playoffs? LL. I told you this was a bad move. This move was not about basketball. It was about making movies, commercials, TV shows, which, by the way, if you watch TV and movies, he's on everything. That's what it's about. It's not about winning games, Tana. He could have made better basketball decisions and went and got more titles. But no.
But tell me
he had
this,
to go
though.
to La-La.
Tell me this.
L.
Tell me this, though. Tell me this. How many more games they have left? I'm pretty sure you know.
20-something.
20-something games. So how far are they out of being at least the 8 seed?
3 games.
You mean to tell me you don't think that with 20-something games left, they don't have a chance to be the 8th seed?
I mean, it's possible. I'm talking about trends right now.
Anything's possible! Don't give me that boy, you going to have me in here cussing and fussing
Don't
with you.
cuss, man. The kids is watching.
Don't give me that talking about no damn he's out. 20 games left.
Why you say I'm not going to cuss?
It's possible! That boy took Cleveland and won a championship. You see how he got me? I'm spitting on the mic. I'm cussing. I can't. Hey, show is over, man. It's a wrap.
You know what? We going to fight.
I done broke my damn pen, man. This man gonna tell me.
Catch me outside. How about that? Santana Mall Show podcast. It's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
It's a Santana my show. Number 89, hustle all the time. Travis on the right, hot mic on the left. Every single week, it's a lyrical